All right, so everybody turn off your cell phones if you haven't already. Turn cell phones off. All right, so let's just begin by being quiet and paying attention to your breath.
First edition.
All right. And just breathe.
Unaltered. Unaltered. They had a lot of nerve altering. Why would they do that?
Okay, so if you would just close your eyes and become aware of your breath. Become present. Where are you right now? What is happening right now? And who is happening right now? Right now. Practice here is to create a quiet place within you where the activity of your body ceases to demand your attention. A quiet place within you where the activities of the body cease to demand your attention. And the Course tells us to ask ourselves this question: if I am not a body, what am I? If I am not separate, who am I? What does your spirit self feel like? there was one thing your spirit self would have you remember and have you hear right now, what might that be? And then let's just, for a few moments more, practice the exercise that the voice of the Course gives us when it tells us to say, I rest in God. So say these words. Give your mind this intention, and then let that intention and those words sink deeply into your consciousness. I rest in God. I rest in God. Beautiful. And then when you're ready, just bring your awareness back to the room and back to your body. Yummy, yummy, yummy. All right. Isn't that great to just take the ideas from the Course and just do them? And that's what the workbook is. It's just a set of instructions. It says, say this, say that, do this, say that. So I love to just do what it says. Say, I rest in God. Okay, I can do that. I have no idea what it means, but, you know, I don't have to. I don't have to, because it's true. If it's true, if I just do it, then I get the miracle. Then it unlocks the door to everything that I want. All right, so tonight we are starting with the original edition of the Course. Okay, so I know that not all of you have the book. Okay, it's the book that is the, would you hold that up so that, thank you, okay? So, and what it is it is the version of the Course that was unedited by Helen and Wapnick. Okay, so there's 3 versions. One is just the straight dictation that Jesus gave to Helen with the aid of Bill, and that version included personal notes to Helen and Bill, which I was reading tonight, and they are hilarious. I was in the coffee shop reading the text, cracking up. The things that Jesus says to them about about their issues with the course and their doubt about the course, and it was so. And I had brought that in tonight, thinking I was going to go with that tonight, but I had technical difficulties. Okay, so this is the edition where the personal references to Helen and Bill are taken out, and then everything else is left in. Okay. So this is just the original dictation without the personal references. Now, the book that most of us have is the what they call the Foundation edition, and that's where Helen and Ken Wapnick edited it. Now, they say that was under the direction of Jesus, and so they say that, so in their perception they were doing his thing. Okay.
Yeah, I think Ken said that any changes that were made, she had to agree to, as far as the editing.
Exactly. And so, but I noticed that when I was reading the first 4 chapters, there was a lot in there that was awesome, that I loved, and that really excited me. And so I had the thought to go ahead and teach at least those first 4 chapters. After the first 4 chapters, it's mostly what is in the edited version or the Foundation version, okay? But there's, like in the first 4 chapters, he talks about Freud, and he talks about sex, and he talks about dreams, and he talks about angels, and he talks about all kinds of interesting stuff, interesting to me. And so I thought, if you want to learn something, teach it, so I'm going to do that. Now, you can order the book I got mine from Amazon.com. So, is that where you got yours? Is that where you got yours? Okay. And at some point, I'm going to bring in the first chapter of the text and share that with you so that you can hear how chatty Jesus is with Helen and Bill. And he's really funny. I mean, it's like laugh out loud moments. Okay. So maybe I'll bring that in next week when I get my technical stuff better. All right. So, yes?
Could you clarify? I didn't follow. So the text is the one with the personal things.
References, right?
The one I have is one that's edited by Ken and Helen. What was the second one?
The second one is this one, and it is the one. It's the unedited, the original dictation, but all the personal references left out. So everywhere that Jesus is saying, you Helen, you Bill, and you need to go back to step 3 and review that. That's what Jesus would say. You need to go back to step 5 and review that, and then you need to go back to step 6 and do that. So it's just those personal references out, but aside from that, it's the unedited version. Okay? All right. So we're starting with chapter 1, section 1, and this is the principles of miracles. So it's going to talk about miracles. What is a miracle? How do miracles operate? Where do miracles come from? It's all about miracles. All right. What is a miracle? Right? And since this is a course in miracles, then it makes sense to have the whole first few sections on what miracles are. Okay? And since it's a course in miracles, the course says that makes us, students of the course, miracle workers. Okay, so we are the miracle workers, and there's things we need to know about being miracle workers. And these first few principles of miracles really tell us what our job is, what our function as miracle workers are. Okay? So here we go. So this is the introduction. It says, this is a course in miracles. It is a required course. Only the time you take it is voluntary. Free will does not mean that you can establish the curriculum. Free will, what does free will mean? Free will means only that you can elect what you want to take at a given time. Wow, isn't that interesting? That's what free will means. It means, do you want it now or later? You want to do it now or later? And in the text, I'm not sure I don't remember if it says it in here, but he says that the reason time was made was only because you had not decided that you wanted now and that you wanted to wait a little longer. That's what time was made for, to give you time to choose what you should be choosing now. Okay? That's where time came from. The fact that I would rather have it later. Pure happiness, total fulfillment, I'd rather have that later. That's where time came from. So that means if you made the decision to accept now what you already have forever and can't lose, then what happens to time? And then all the ways we feel oppressed by time, all the ways that we feel time drains us and wearies us, what happens to that?
Goes away.
It's out of there, right? Okay. So, the Course does not aim at teaching the meaning of love. Phew! Why is that? That's because the meaning of love is beyond what can be taught. This Course does aim, however, at removing the blocks to the awareness of love's presence, which is your natural inheritance. What's the goal of the Course? Removing the blocks to the awareness of love's presence. The awareness of love's presence. The awareness of love's presence, which happens to be your natural inheritance. Oh, that's what my inheritance is. I thought it was cash. No. Your inheritance is the awareness of love's presence. Oh, love is here with me now. Love is here now. Love is here now. Oh, love is here too. Oh, love is here too. Oh, look at that. Love is here too. The awareness of love's presence. That's your natural inheritance. Wow. All right. Then it says, the opposite of love is fear, but what is all-encompassing can have no opposite. The opposite of love is fear, but if fear has no opposite, love has no opposite, so where's fear? And then it says, this Course can therefore be summed up very simply in this way. Nothing real can be threatened, nothing unreal exists. Herein lies the peace of God. Wow, okay, so that's interesting. The peace of God. How would you like to have the peace of God? You know, that peace that you can't understand, and the peace that isn't vulnerable to anything that happens throughout the day. The peace that can't be threatened, the peace that never leaves you, the peace you can't lose ever, no matter what happens, that kind of peace. The peace that never fails, that's always available. That peace comes from understanding that if it's real, it can't be threatened. If it's real, it can't be threatened. Oh, can this relationship be threatened? It ain't real. Can your body be threatened? Oh, must not be real. That's what I try to say sometimes when my things break. When my things break, my car breaks down, my relationship breaks down, I used to tell myself, yes, it wasn't real. And that brings me peace, right? If it can be threatened, it's not real, okay? I mean, and then it says, and nothing unreal exists. So if it can be threatened, it's not real, and if love is all there is, then that unreal, unlasting thing is not real. It doesn't even exist. Wow. He says that's the peace of God. Isn't that beautiful? I can see why that would be the peace of God, because when I'm upset, it's always about something getting threatened. My pride, my money, my relationship, my body, my world. I'm always upset because something feels threatened. I feel threatened. Something feels threatened, right? Now, if I knew that nothing real could be threatened, then where's my upset? Where's my grievances? Nowhere. They're not there. I have the peace of God. And then it says, okay, so that's the intro to A Course in Miracles. Some intro, huh?
So
Okay.
It seems to me we spend most of our waking hours focused on these things that don't exist.
That's right.
So what would we call it? Ideas or dreams or
Yeah,
imaginings?
that's right. The Course would say that's a definition of this, of being asleep. You spend all day long feeling threatened and trying to protect things that you feel are threatened, right? Like I spend part of the day trying to protect my life, my very existence that I think feels threatened. I think my very existence feels threatened. Wow, there's some existential angst for you. I think that, you ever heard of free-floating anxiety? That's pretty much where free-floating anxiety that you can't pinpoint to a certain situation comes from. Or that's the kind of anxiety, that's where anxiety comes from when you've got everything you said you wanted. You've got the abundance, and you've got the relationship, and you've got the body, and you've got the health, but for some reason, you still aren't happy. You got everything that you thought you wanted, and you went for, and you got it, and yet, you know, that's why. Because if you think that your life can be threatened, because you think you are a body, then there's no way that you can really enjoy life. No matter how good you got it, no matter how much money you got, no matter how much security you got, no matter how you look, you can't enjoy it. It's like, oh, I have it all, but I'm still depressed. Right, because I think that my very life can be threatened, right? Okay, so I don't have the peace of God. All right. So, any other questions or comments before we go on to the principles and miracles? Okay, now, as I go through these principles, what I want you to keep in mind is that these are the ideas that help you to access a miracle, okay? And so these principles are very useful and they are very practical. I use them like little tools. I use them like when I need a miracle in a certain area of my life. Ooh, I need a miracle there, and I need a miracle there. I need some peace there, and I need some peace there. Then I will go to these principles and use them as affirmations or little tools or keys. So, if there is a miracle that you would like to experience tonight, so I want you to think of an area in your life right now that you could really use a transformation of some kind. You could really use some peace in, you could really use some answers in, you could really use some resolution. I want you to bring that area to your awareness. And then as I go through these, apply these ideas to that area of life, okay? These are to be used, and then see what happens. And if you do have your notebook and you hear an answer come about about an attitude to take about this area of life that's different than what you had been thinking about it, write it down, right? So for instance, the first principle, there is no order of difficulty among miracles. What does that mean? That means one is not so-called harder or bigger than another. Miracles are all the same, and that's because all expressions of love are maximal. Okay, so the first thing you do there is tell yourself, in this situation in which I'm struggling or afraid or anxious, there is no order of difficulty in miracles. A miracle here is not harder or bigger than any other miracle in any other area of life. That's the first thing you want to tell yourself, so that you're not believing your ego say, well, this is a doozy. This is the one. Yeah, I know that I've gotten the resolution to all those other problems before, but this one is going to do me in. Really. That's me believing that there's an order of difficulty in miracles, and that a miracle in this situation would be bigger or harder than all the rest. Wow. And that's the first thing that I'm suffering from. I think that this problem is different than all the other problems, and I think that a miracle, an expression of love, would be harder to apply in this situation that I'm going through. And the reason that there's no difference in miracles, no differences, is because all expressions of love are maximal. Every time there's an expression of love, every time there's an expression of love, it's maximal. It has this, contains the same amount of power as every other expression of love. And the miracle is an expression of love. So if all expressions of love are maximal, that means that any situation in which I'm struggling and I express love, that means that I get all the power of any expression of love. So in this situation in which I'm struggling and afraid and feel like lack is real, the first thing I want to go is, okay, how can I express love? I have been expressing fear, I've certainly been expressing guilt, I've certainly been expressing anger, but how can I express love in this situation? Okay, so that's the first thing that we want to use in this situation. Okay, number 2. Miracles as such do not matter. The only thing that matters is miracle source, which is far beyond human evaluation. I love it. So the form of the miracle, it don't matter. It don't matter what kind of miracle you need. Cancer, cold, low bank account, hurt knee, it doesn't matter. The miracles don't matter. That is not the point. What's the point is their source. Their source, which is what? Love. Right? And then that source of love is beyond human evaluation. Then it says, miracles occur naturally as expressions of love. And the real miracle is the love that inspires them. In this sense, everything that comes from love is a miracle. Nice. Okay. So again, in this situation where you need a miracle, the first thing that you want to ask yourself again is, okay, all I need to focus on is expressing love, extending love. How can I extend love to this person? How can I extend love to myself? How can I extend love into my coworkers? How can I extend love in this situation? Where have I been withholding the extension of my love? And how is it that I can now express love? Okay? Because that's where that miracle is going to come from. And once you've said yes to expressing the love, then guess what? That love that you express has no limits on what it can do. That love that you express has no limit on its power to transform anything, even the laws of space and time. Wow. Isn't that funny? It's so simple, but we forget. We forget and we start like trying to solve our problems by figuring it out and analyzing it and blaming and projecting and feeling guilty or trying to repress, right? That's how we're trying to solve our problems. That's our default setting. And then the Course is reminding us, really, if you would like a miracle, if you would like something to transcend the laws of space and time and bring you the peace that can't be shaken, then really what you want to do is make the decision to express love. Like, where have I not been expressing love? Okay? It shouldn't be hard to find where you have not been expressing love. Okay?
Is this where, well, it occurs to me, to solve my particular thing here, I need to express love.
That's right.
But if I could express love, I wouldn't be needing the miracle.
That's exactly right.
So I have to feel the love before I can express it. So is this like, okay, you go to source so that you can feel the love, so that you can express it?
My understanding of that is that all that's required from you is the desire.
Oh, that's the asking for.
To express love is the decision. I would rather choose love instead of fear in this situation. And so once you've made the decision that that's what you want, then the universe does the rest. And then what it does is that when you're like, okay, what I want to do is express love, then it opens up a channel by which the universe's purpose can now flow through into the situation, transcending the laws of space and time, meaning making a change in that situation that simply defies the laws of space and time, where you're like, how did that happen? How did that happen? That's what a miracle does. Isn't that beautiful?
So you don't decide how to do it, but you allow it to happen.
That's exactly right. You don't decide how to work a miracle. I'm going to work a miracle. You know what happens with that. You decide, you state your only function is the purpose. To ask for love, to be willing, to be used by love. That's it. And then once you've done that, you've done your part, and then the universe does the rest. I love it. Do you have a question? Yes.
I actually did. Did I raise my hand?
Yeah, I think you did.
Psychic question.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was just thinking, expectations, like, I know what you mean, I would say something like that, but then I have these, like, delusional expectations that it needs to be, like this, and, or it's not getting answered, or I would project something out that the love's not going the way that I thought that because see, I see the miracles. I see miracles when I'm practicing the Course.
Yes.
I'm totally convinced. But then there's sometimes with some hard areas, like what you're talking about, that I'm doing some of the routine things in the Course, and I think is what I'm doing is I'm somehow projecting out stuff that, the miracle that I'm seeing, that's not the real miracle.
Right,
and
right.
I'm getting angry.
Exactly. The Course calls that, the Course calls those consciously selected miracles. Right, like, I know what this situation, I know the kind of miracle this situation needs. It's like as if I'm going to perform it, And then, and also thinking that I know what love would do. And every time I apply the principle and let the universe do love through me, it's never what I would have thought of. Never. I'm always like, oh, that's much better. That's much better. And then I laugh. Does that speak to that? Okay. Yeah. Yeah. We want to decide what the miracle should be. And we think we know what's best. We think we know what love would do. But like Jim was saying, if we knew that, we wouldn't need a miracle. Right? We need a miracle because we don't want love. We want our perceptions. We want our interpretation. In the situation which I am struggling and I'm upset and I'm sad and angry, it is truly because I want my interpretation. I really do want to be right. Instead of saying, wow, I don't know what this means. Hey, love, please, express through me. I'm willing to use me for love. Yeah, but you're on it. You're seeing that the block is just the consciously selecting the miracle, which he goes on to talk about.
Weird. I mean, just realizing that I'm doing that. Because I haven't been doing that, and then it's just been beginning.
Yeah.
And you get to be such a professional if you're seeing your miracles happen.
Yes.
That you're trying to select your own miracle.
Exactly. We totally want to take credit for Holy Spirits. I make that mistake. I really want to take credit for Holy Spirit's work. Right. And then that's where my block comes back in. So I have to go, oh, okay, upset, block. I'm trying to block it. I'm trying to consciously select the miracles here. Yeah. I think I know what should happen. But that's why I need a miracle. Thank you. All right. So it says, all miracles mean life, and God is the giver of life. God's voice will direct you very specifically, which means you will be told all you need to know. And I love that. His voice will direct you very specifically. Does that mean very specifically? Very specifically. That means with details. Where to go, what to do, what to say, and to whom. Very specifically. His voice will direct you, which means you will be told all you need to know. Which is wonderful, because if you really want to be a channel for a transformation in any situation, The thing you need to remember is, I will be told all I need to know. I will be directed very specifically. That's the goal here, to be told what to do very specifically, not to make it up, not to lead, but to be led, right? So instead of, let me figure this out because I'm such a good Course in Miracles student, I'm so smart, I did my lesson today. Remember, oh yes, his voice will tell me very specifically what to do, where to go, what to say to whom, if I will ask, okay? So again, if you want a miracle in this particular situation, then one thing you can do right now is to ask. Ask, where should I go? What should I do? What should I say? And to whom? And then listen, and don't generate your own ideas. Don't generate a plan. Trusting that God's voice will speak to you. He will do what? He will direct you very specifically. You will be told all you need to know. You don't need to know what to do. Yay! Yay! What a relief. In this situation in which you're struggling, isn't it a relief to be reminded you don't need to know what to do? I don't need to know what to do in this relationship issue. I don't need to know what to do with my finances. I don't need to know what to do about this physical condition. I don't need to know what to do. What a relief. What a relief from pressure. Because isn't that where the anxiety comes from? The worry. I think I should know what to do. Well, if you knew what to do, you wouldn't have a problem. Okay.
So if we learn to do this, our control issues will be all
absolutely. He said, all your problems come down to the authority problem. You think you know, you think you're supposed to know what to do, and then you tell yourself you know what to do. Despite the obvious, glaring fact that you are not happy, that you are upset, right? And so this totally handles, we have a major control issue, right? And we would rather be in control than be happy. But this is the way to allow that control addiction to be corrected.
I think I got my thought of what I was thinking is like when I get into, like if I'm coming to the Course in Miracles, I know I'm not supposed to know what to do so that I can have a real experience.
That's right.
And that's what I try to do. But then when I get into this place, then I have these expectations. So maybe I'm not asking the Holy Spirit saying, like right when I get here, because I already forget. I've already forgotten that I know that I need to not know nothing.
Right.
And then when I get here, not here, but I mean in a particular place, I start formulating things that need to happen.
Right.
And I guess I need to like maybe ask 5 times when I'm in this hour session, what do I need to do now? Because things are coming up in my head thinking, well, maybe I should have done this. I probably should have done this. Well, it seems that I didn't do this, maybe I should feel guilty or bad.
Yep.
And that's usually how some of my new experiences are going, which is kind of weird.
Yeah, exactly. That's what we do. That's exactly what we do. We generate the plan and we generate the answer, right? Thinking we know what to do, right? And that's the one thing that blocks the miracle, meaning the answer that would come through you that would defy the laws of time and space. Now, what would be an answer that would defy the laws of time and space? Well, it would be an answer for one thing where everybody involved in the situation in any way got a win. It would be a win-win for everybody who would be touched in any way by the situation. Now, wouldn't you say that would be an answer that would defy the laws of space and time? Okay. So an answer that defies the laws of space and time is an answer that benefits and is a win-win for everybody who will be touched by it in any way. And that goes into the past and also into the future. That's an answer that defies the laws of space and time. And he says it's an answer that not only answers what a situation you think you're in, but it also, because it defies the laws of space and time, goes into the past and corrects retroactively. Wow, love that. Huh. Wait a minute, an answer that goes into my past and corrects my past? Sign me up. But since it defies the laws of space and time, it also goes into your future. And it also, since it defies the laws of space and time that say we're separate, it also extends to everybody that you are in any way, shape, or form connected to. Everybody who crosses your mind and everybody who thinks of you. Now, would you say that that's a miracle? That's what miracles do. That's what they do. And we have total access to them. Spirit in the universe is just ready, waiting, standing by to move that miracle through us to the situation at hand. Wow, that's a miracle. That's why he says there's no order of difficulty in miracles. That's what it means to say there's nothing it can't do. There's nothing it can't do. Nothing. Nada. There's nobody a miracle through you can't heal. There's no situation that it can't touch and heal. None. Zero. Wow. And the only reason why some miracles seem harder or more difficult than others is because there are some situations that I won't apply this to, right? You know the ones, right? You know the ones. You know the ones that can't be cured. The ones you say, well, I've had this all my life. This one is a genetic thing. This one's in my DNA. Even my grandpappy had it, right? The ones that seem harder, the Course says, are the ones that you are still keeping for yourself to solve. That you didn't say, hey, Holy Spirit, okay, what about that? What do you want me to do in this situation? Those are the only ones that seem like they cannot be cured or cannot be healed. Wow. That's pretty big, huh? All right. So then it says, Principle 5, miracles are habits, which means they should be involuntary. What does that mean? That means miracles should not be under conscious control, because consciously selected miracles can be misguided. Okay? So that's what we were talking about. Consciously selected miracles can be misguided. Okay? So it's not up to us to go, hey, Holy Spirit, how about we do this in this situation, right? They should be habits. They should be involuntary. Isn't that nice? So it's not about, hey, Holy Spirit, work a miracle. Come here, work a miracle, Holy Spirit, as if Holy Spirit was like our trained monkey. Come here, Holy Spirit, work a miracle. Do what you do. Show me. Do what you do. Come on. That's not the point. All right. Would somebody be willing to shut that door? It's my little reminder to be quiet when I'm outside other people's classes, which is hard for me to remember. That's my little guilt. All right. Okay. So, principle number 6. Miracles are natural. Miracles are natural, which means when miracles do not occur, something has gone wrong. Interesting. Okay, so miracles in this situation are natural. A miracle in this situation is natural. For you to receive a miracle in this situation is natural as breathing is to your body. That's how natural a miracle in this situation really is. It's just natural for you to receive a miracle in relation to your finances or your body or your relationship or your health or your world. It's just natural. That's just the way the universe is. I mean, the truth is that the universe is programmed to take care of you. The universe is programmed to meet all your needs before you even think you have them. Wow. The universe is programmed to meet all your needs and provide for all your real needs before you even think of them. That's what the universe is programmed for. That's how the universe was created by God. It was created to assist you. Wow. That's what it was created for. Why? Because it was created by your Creator who loves you. You are your Creator's creation. You are your Creator's beloved. And so the Creator, your Creator, created a universe to support you, to meet all your needs before they even crossed your mind. That's why miracles are natural. Because we live in a miraculous universe, a sustaining universe, a universe that sustains life, and a universe that expands life, and a universe that has nothing but love for you. A universe that does nothing but support you and support you and support you and support you and love you and support you. That's the way the universe is. And if that's the way the universe is, then makes sense. Miracles are natural. It's natural for me to receive what I need before I even think about it. That's natural. Now, and so when miracles don't occur and lack seems real, something's gone wrong. Something's gone wrong. Oh, it seems like I don't have enough in this situation. Oops, seems like I don't have love in this situation. Oops, seems like I can die in this situation. Right? It seems like I don't have enough here. It seems like I could lose here. It seems like I could lose what I love. Perhaps the most insane belief of all. Something has gone wrong. That's the only time something's gone wrong. Is when you're not experiencing miracles as just as natural as breathing to your body. Wow. But now there's a different interpretation of life, wouldn't you say? I mean, if thought is creative, what if you really saw the universe like that? And what if you accepted that that's got to be true about the universe? If the source of the universe is only love. Okay, well then, if you were to accept that the source of the universe is only love, then it's just logical. It makes sense that the universe is loving. Loving. And if the universe is loving, then the universe wants to support you. It wants to help you. It wants you to have peace. It wants you to have abundance. It wants you to have eternal life. And what if you accepted that that was true about the universe? How would you feel about your world? Would you walk through the world threading your timid way, hoping at best that God will wait another day to end your life? You wouldn't. You would walk through the world with no doubt, feeling confident, feeling safe, feeling loved, and feeling like you could afford to be generous. And that's the way I want to be. That's the way I want to walk the world. Knowing, hey man, it's okay. I don't need to worry. The universe is loving. The universe is supportive. It was programmed to meet my needs and sustain my life. And so whatever I need, I will have when I need it. Whatever I need to hear, whatever I need to be told, I will be told very specifically. And so I can relax. I can relax, and I can be loving, and I can be generous. Because I know what kind of universe I live in, because I know where it came from. It came from a love. It came from an unlimited power that loves me. Wow. Yes?
Can you give me an example of something that's gone wrong?
Okay. When's the last time you remember perceiving lack in any experience and being afraid? You have to think. What'd you say?
Yesterday.
Yesterday, right. Right. Okay. So if I look around in any situation and I feel like there ain't enough love from this person, there ain't enough money in my bank account, there ain't enough safety, there's not enough security, there's not enough confidence, there's not enough people who know the course, right? Something has gone wrong. And the something that has gone wrong is that I'm doing like this. To what is so. That's what's going wrong. I have stopped, closed my eyes and stopped my ears, right? So that I don't see the universe, the miraculous universe that I live in, that I am sustained by. The universe is programmed to sustain your life. Imagine that. And that's how you know that the body can't be real, right? Because the body can't be threatened, right? Duh, you know. And the body can be threatened because the body is an idea of separation, because it seems to separate us off into little compartments, okay? So the body must not be real. But just because the body's not real and makes lack seem real doesn't mean that I still can't experience the universe as miraculous, naturally miraculous, every day, in every situation. So, if lack seems real in your perception, something has gone wrong. And you know that in every upset, in every grievance, in every suffering, you are perceiving lack. You are perceiving that I don't have enough physical strength. I don't have enough good genes in my body. I don't have enough friends. I don't have enough money. I don't have enough specialness. I'm not special enough, right? It always comes down to there ain't enough. And now I have to scrounge. And since there ain't enough love to go around, I gotta go take it. Right? And since there ain't enough abundance, I need to hoard it. Right? And since there's not enough self-confidence, I need to protect it. I need to dole it out. Right? So that's the something that has gone wrong. Okay? So if you're not seeing the universe as like, you know, ecstatic to support you and supply you, then something's gone wrong. Because that is not the way it is. Wow. Now, if you were to remember that in the midst of your something has gone wrong, then guess what would happen to that something that went wrong? It would be gone. The something that went wrong would be gone. Because you had remembered the kind of universe that you live in, and you would remember that miracles are natural in the kind of universe you live in. And then what would happen? You'd be opening up your mind and your heart for a miracle in that situation. And guess what? You would get one. Wow. I love that thought. I need to remember that all the time. Because I do forget. I look around and I believe my eyes. I look around and I go, oh my God, lack. Oh my God, lack. There ain't enough love, there's not enough resources, there's not enough time, there's not enough friends, there's not enough. And I start believing my eyes. Because that was the purpose of the body, to make lack seem real. So that the ego's fear could extend. All right. Okay, that was number 6. Principle 7. Miracles are everyone's right, but purification is necessary first. Well, that's interesting. So in this situation, we also want to tell ourselves, I am entitled to miracles in this situation. A miracle in this situation is my right. I am entitled. I am entitled to a miracle in this situation. That's one of the workbook lessons. I am entitled to a miracle in this situation. You want to tell yourself that. The truth is you are entitled to miracles. You really are. And purification is necessary first. And what is purification?
Acceptance of the atonement.
Exactly. Purification is first. What is purification? Correction of the belief that you don't deserve one. You know, that's the only thing blocking that miracle, that natural miracle. The only thing blocking it is, well, I don't think I deserve it. I don't think I deserve a financial miracle. I don't think I deserve a relationship miracle. Why is that? Why is it that I would believe that I don't deserve a financial miracle right now? Why is it that I don't feel like I deserve a relationship transformation right now? It's because I don't think I deserve it because I think that I'm paying attention to my past mistakes. I'm looking at my past mistakes and I'm going, well, shoot, for sure I don't deserve a miracle in this situation because look at all those financial mistakes I made. Everybody knows that someone who's made those kinds of financial mistakes, they don't deserve financial miracles. They don't deserve to feel financially secure and free. Everybody knows that, right? Everybody knows that someone who's made that many relationship mistakes, the way I have, doesn't deserve to have a holy relationship right now. Maybe later. Maybe later, right? But the purification is the correction of the belief that you don't deserve it right now. Just because miracles are natural and you are love. Wow, that's the purification. All right. Anybody in here need some purification? I do. All right. I need purification of the belief that for some reason I'm not entitled to the miracle, the transformation that I need right now. All right. Now it's going to say whom miracles are performed by. It says, Principle 8. Miracles are healing. Why? Because miracles supply a lack. In what way? In that miracles are performed by those who temporarily have more, for those who temporarily have less. Interesting. They supply the lack, meaning they answer the lack illusion. Miracles answer, they correct the lack illusion, or the lack lie. The lack lie. Miracles correct the lack lie. They supply a lack in that the miracles are performed by somebody who temporarily has more for someone who temporarily has less. In other words, now that I am going to remember for you who are believing the lack lie, I'm going to remember for you that the universe supports you and loves you and knows what you have need of. And so I'm going to ask for you. I'm going to ask the universe for you. How about that? That's you performing a miracle. That's you who temporarily has more for someone who temporarily has less. Isn't that nice? So miracles supply a lack. All right. And that's for sure what someone has done for us, right? We're all here today because somebody remembered for us. Somebody who temporarily had more awareness of truth in their mind remembered for us. And that's why we're here today. And so we are going to perform miracles by just paying it forward. Just pay it forward. Now I'm going to remember for you. Okay? And that's what miracle workers do. You know, and I notice for me and my mighty companions, it just goes back and forth. Sometimes they have to remember for me. Sometimes they temporarily have more of an awareness of truth. And they have to remember for me, who's believing a lack lie. And sometimes it's me for them. And it just goes like this. And that's our agreement. You know, when whoever is saner at the time the lack is perceived, whoever is saner at the time the lack is perceived, this is the agreement of the holy relationship. This is the agreement between the people who are in a relationship that is becoming a miraculous relationship. The agreement is when I temporarily have more remembrance of the truth, I'm going to remember for you. And when you temporarily have more remembrance of the truth and you are saner and you are more peaceful, that you can remember for me who are not peaceful, who temporarily has less. You know, when I am not peaceful and I am believing lack is real and I am angry and I am hurt and I am depressed and I am anxious, I temporarily have less. You know, I temporarily have less. Why? Because I have rejected the more. Right? And so Spirit is going to send me somebody who temporarily has more, who will remember, who will supply my lack. Nice. Nice agreement, eh? See how the universe is? Whenever you have a lack, it's going to supply it. I just read Marianne Williamson's latest book called The Divine Law of Compensation. Isn't that beautiful? Just the title. Yeah. Divine Law of Compensation. I love that. I was like, oh, that's a beautiful way of saying that the universe is programmed to supply your lacks. Now, your lacks aren't real, but the universe is programmed to supply them if you will bring your lacks to the universe instead of each other. Don't bring your lacks to each other. Don't bring your lacks to each other. Because your brothers and sisters are not programmed to supply them. Have you noticed? They are programmed to deny, right, your request, correct? Have you noticed? Especially if you get close enough with them, right? Whereas the universe is programmed to make up for your temporary lacks. That's what it's programmed to do. And so if you will take your temporary lacks and you will take them to the universe and say, hey, universe, I believe there is not enough money for me, or I do not believe there's enough love for me, I do not believe there's enough companionship for me, and I don't think there's enough. And you take that lack to the universe, and you take responsibility for that perception, instead of blaming it on a situation or a person, then the universe is programmed to supply those lacks. The divine law of compensation. You got a lack? Don't worry, we're going to compensate you for it. Oh, you made a big old mistake back there? You made a big old mistake in your finances? You made a big old mistake in your relationships? Don't worry, we'll compensate you for it. Oh, you lost a lot of money in that deal? Don't worry. You take responsibility for it, you bring it to us, we'll compensate you for it. Who ever heard of that? But that's the divine law of compensation. I love that. I'm like, whoa, whoa. Okay, I bring to you all my big old mistakes, and you will compensate me for that. Okay. You know, look, it's unbelievable, the universe that is there to support us and supply us, and we ignore it. Right? What universe? I don't need no universe. I got my TV. What universe? I got you know who. I'm going to take all my lacks to them. Yeah, because they said they would supply them. You know, they said, I do, I will. I don't need that kind of universe. I don't need the universe that compensates me for all my mistakes and my lacks, my temporary lacks. I got my TV. I got my grievances. I don't need the universe. I don't need a universe that just says yes to whatever I need. I need my grievances. It's like this. You know, instead of like going, I can't believe he said that. Now he said he was gonna, and he said he was gonna do this, and he said he wanted to do that, but he didn't do that. And what's his problem? And analyze his problem. And I thought going to get an education, I was supposed to like get a good job. Where's my job? You know, it's like instead of just going to the universe, hey, compensate for my job lack, universe. We take comfort, we go to our grievances. And we start going to our grievances as if our grievances will somehow comfort us and will somehow make it better. And we go to other people and we blame them and we complain to them as if they will somehow comfort us and compensate for our illusions of lack. He said, stop complaining. Don't blame, don't complain, just turn right to the universe that is programmed to compensate you for your mistakes. Wow. So don't waste your time on the grievances. Don't waste your time. Don't take your lack to people. Don't take your lack to humans. Humans are not good at compensating for your lacks. Have you noticed? Humans are very poorly designed to do that. Especially the ones that you want to meet your scripts the most. If you want to guarantee that your needs don't get met, take them to someone whom you think should compensate you for them. If you want to make sure that you keep your lack going so you can keep your grievance going, take it to the very person that you tell yourself is the one who should make up for that. That's what the Course calls your special relationships. It's the people that you think should compensate you for what the past has deprived you of. You got any of those folks? Got any of those folks that your ego believes they should make up for what your past deprived you of? Yeah, that's what the Course calls a special hate relationship. But you know what we call it? Being in love. Wow. The Course calls that a special hate relationship. It's the people that we believe should compensate us for what the past has deprived me of, right? I didn't get the respect and the loyalty and the devotion that I should have from the people in my past. And this person is supposed to make up for that. And they even said they would. They even signed a contract. That's where, so the only way lack could seem real is if you take your illusions of lack to people, to humans. And then your lack will for sure seem real. And it will keep on going. It will just keep on going and it will grow. And it will grow, like the Course says, your grievances will grow and swell and bluster. Yuck. That sounds gross. He actually describes grievances as growing, swelling, and blustering, which to me sounds like blistering. Ew. Right? If you take your lacks, your perceptions of lack, to humans, to other people, and go, here, make up for that. You said you love me. Right? Wow. So don't waste your time on grievances. Just go straight to the source. Just go straight to the source. Don't even bother with how they said they would do it, and they signed on the dotted line, and they promised. Just don't even waste your time on that. Just go straight to the source and go, source, here's the lack I am perceiving. I am responsible for that perception of lack, and I ask for your divine compensation, which means your divine answer or correction for that lack.
It sounds like that was our problem to begin with. We went to the wrong place. I mean, if the universe is supposed to supply lack, whatever gives the notion that our brothers were, that was their job.
That's right, exactly.
But that's what we think.
That's right. We made up the lie that there ain't enough. And then we doubled our trouble by then asking other people, humans, to supply that lack, to compensate for it. As if they're the ones who made it. As if they're the ones who made me lonely, or made me broke, or made me sick. They are not. Look, you were lonely, sick, and broke before them, right? Oh, yes. Yes.
Isn't the key to this, though, when you go to ask, saying, I'm responsible.
That's right. That's exactly right.
You don't accept that responsibility.
That's right.
If you're going there saying, fix this, they did that.
That's right.
Fix this, they did that.
That's exactly right.
You're done.
That's exactly right. But in a sense, by going to the universe of abundance, in a way you are inherently not blaming them for it. But that is a crucial part. I'm going to the universe of love. I'm going to God, and I'm saying, it is this I have done, and it is this I would have you undo. It is this I have done, and it is this I ask you to correct for me. Right? And that is, when you do that with your illusions of lack, aka your grievances, the universe is programmed to compensate you for the lack. Oh, you didn't have enough money because of this mistake you made? Oh, no problem. Hey, look, we'll double it and put it in your bank account. So that's what happens when you take the illusion of lack, the need, to the source, taking responsibility for it. I love that. I love that. All right, let's stop here for this evening. Let us do our expression of appreciation, our financial expression of appreciation. Thank you for your financial expression of appreciation. I deeply appreciate them. And I think last week it was, last week or 2 days, I officially resigned as a psychotherapist. And I now facilitate miracle psychotherapeutic sessions. So I just want you to know that that's what I do, and that I'm available for that. And what those are sessions where I combine the psychology of the course with the miracle principles of the course. And then apply them to any area of your life where you'd like to experience a transformation. Meaning an area of life where you would like to have the laws of time and space transcended, where everybody involved in it in any way gets a miracle. Okay, so they're miracle psychotherapeutic sessions. I'm available for those in person, by phone, by Skype, and I just want you to know those are available.
Just get a hold of you online?
Yes, Okay. My website, where you can find out about my counseling practice, is Kujawa.com.
Yeah.
Yes, and you can learn about, what it is that I do, and you can schedule a session through there. So, thank you guys for being here tonight. I really appreciate your presence. I really appreciate your presence. Truly, y'all being here gives me an opportunity to let the truth come through me so that I can get it. So really, truly, who's the teacher here? Who's the healer here? It's like, it's the ones who allow you to let God come through you to them. Those are your saviors and teachers. All right. So, let's do our integration meditation. And in the integration meditation, the purpose is to integrate some of what we talked about tonight. So basically what we want to do is apply the miracle principles. That's where miracles come from. You apply the principles of miracles to some place where you are perceiving lack. So I want you to close your eyes. And first I just want you to tune in to how you feel right now. And just breathe. How does it feel within you to hear these ideas? And the spirit from which these ideas came, how does that feel? To feel it, to experience it. Can you feel the source of these ideas? And can you feel the love that these ideas came from? Tune into the love that must be behind them. And I want you to bring to your awareness, again, a situation in your life or an area of life that you would love to experience a transformation in. A complete, miraculous transformation from lack and fear to abundance and love and freedom. And then I want you to look into this situation and I want you to ask yourself, what would it look like if I was to express love into this situation? If I was going to express love into it, how might that go? Beautiful. Now I want you to also look into this situation and I want you to look to find the lack lie. Where's the idea of lack that you were believing was real, that you needed to defend against and to try to get somebody to compensate for? Where's the lack lie? What is the lack lie? Beautiful. Now, when you find that belief in lack, that lack lie, I want you to now take it to the universe of love. However you might express that, spirit, God, love. And say to the universe of love, it is this lack I have done. It is this lack I have made. And I ask for the correction of this belief in lack. I ask for a miracle to correct my perception. And I ask you, universe of love, to supply all my needs in your gracious win-win way. I ask for divine compensation for this mistake that I am responsible for and I would have corrected. Abundant universe, show me all that you would supply to me. Show me the miracles of abundance that I am entitled to. And now if there's anybody that comes to mind that you know you projected your lack lie onto and asked them to compensate for it, somebody you had a grievance with, I want you to now decide to express love and gratitude to them. Thank you for the gifts they did give you. Apologize to them for seeing them as the source of your lack. Tell them, I'm sorry, that was a mistake. And then thank them for the gifts that they did indeed give to you. Then I want you to just take this idea from the class that we heard tonight, and that is, miracles are natural. And I want you to take the idea, it is natural for the universe to supply all my needs even before I am aware of them. And I want you to say that to yourself, it is natural for the universe to supply my needs before I even see them. I want you to take that idea in, and I want you to let it go down through the layers of your consciousness. It's natural. It's natural. It's natural for the universe to supply all my needs before I even know them. Let it sink in. Let it expand in your consciousness. Just breathe in that abundance. Breathe in that awareness of an abundant, miraculous, limitless universe. Breathe it in. Tune in to it. For it is all around you. Thank it and feel its gratitude to you. Beautiful. Thank you guys for being here. Thank you. Miracles are natural. I appreciate you guys. See you next time.